In this tutorial, we're going to set up the prone post search database with our prone animations. These animations themselves are janky, and then in the second half of this two-part series, we'll fix the animations. But you'll get from this tutorial, you'll get a full post search database system set up alongside the ability and knowledge of how to replicate it. And then in the next one, we'll go through tuning all the post search schemas that we need. Right now they're running on default, that's fine. And we have post search databases with our prone idols, our prone moving, all set up, ready to go. So we are just in a blank game animation sample project, and the first thing that we need are some prone animations. So I have some that I've already purchased because they're not free. I think this pack was about £5 maybe. Comes with a couple of bits. It's not the greatest pack. So I'm going to add these to my project. As I say, these are about 5 GBP. They're not the greatest animations, but they do have they have the idols that I need. The loops. They've got starts, stops, and transitions, and turn in place. But they're not the greatest animated, and I'll show you why they don't really work and what we have to do to them. So now these are finished downloading, just need to look through them and get rid of the duplicate ones. There's like 12 animations here and I just really want 8. So we've got pistol right, loop L, pistol right, loop R. Just need to get rid of loop R1. Pistol left, loop R, pistol left, loop L. Get rid of that one. So we've got left and right, forward right, loop R, forward loop R, forward loop L. So get rid of that one as well. Loop R, and that should leave me with 8. So we've got backward left loop R, backward loop L, backward loop R. So I need backward left, backward loop, backward right, forward left, forward loop, forward right, left loop, and right loop. And this is one of the reasons why these animations aren't so great, is that the pistol's in the right hand in 2 of these animations, and in the others it's in the left, but the majority of the animations were left-handed. So if I open this up, you'll see holding the pistol in the right hand, and then you'll see in this, not this one specifically, you'll see in this one holding it in the left hand, which makes it a bit awkward. So if we select all these animations, right click, retarget, go to UEFN, get the prone loop. So prone pistol loops, and we want 8 of them. Export these, UEFN, prone loops, and export them to there. Sweet. Okay, next we want the stance, which is an enum, which I've lost. There we go, e-stance. And I want to add prone to the stance. So this is stand, crouch, and prone. So these are all the sort of positions that people can be in. And then I want gait as well. And this is walk, run, and sprint. But actually, we'll be prone. So we'll have a new speed. So these are really the speeds. And then if I come to blueprints, sandbox, I'm going to find speed, movement. There we go. Just going to duplicate crouch speed and call this prone speeds. And then we'll change this. So if I compile that, and change the default to be like 125, 100, and 80. So we knocked up 100 on the speed, like that. Now, if we look at crouch, if we're not falling, then we can go into crouch, and if we are crouched, then we uncrouch, and if we are crouched, if we are uncrouched, then we crouch. But I want to change this. So I'm going to go to content, blueprints, no. Where's the input? I'm going to control D crouch and call this IA prone. Open up that, and I'm going to get rid of this trigger. So I'm going to open up IA crouch and get rid of the trigger. Open up IA prone and also get rid of the trigger. And then we can come to the IMC, which is an input, and at the bottom is IMC. And then add a mapping, and we get prone on our mapping, and we'll press C to have that on the same button, but we want the trigger to be hold, and crouch, we want the trigger to be tap.
Subscribe.
And then we want this to be is one shot, so that it only happens once on our prone. And then we'll type in IA prone and get the IA prone. So then on triggered, we can get a flip flop, or you can have a branch that is prone or whatever. And we want a variable for the input, which is character input state. And then we're going to set members in character input state. And we need to add prone here as well, so that we can get it set up on the server to do server bits. So content drawer, and we want input state, and then we're just going to add a variable here for wants to prone, set save, come out of here, and then we should see wants to prone, and we also want to set wants to strafe as well. And if we take both of those, that'll be fine. And then we'll call the event update server, update input state server, and we'll pass the struct out into the character input state. And then control and D that to get a duplicate, and we'll untick wants to strafe and wants to prone. And that will then come up here and update our server event, which is what we want. Okay, so next we're going to grab the gate, right click it and find references by name, and then where we are getting the desired gate here, we're going to get our, so we're inside get desired gate pure, which is this function here, and we're going to get the variables. We're going to get character input state, break it, and before this can sprint bit just here, we're going to put a branch, and we're going to put prone into there and move the next branch down, get one of these return nodes and drop this to print and put that on true, so that if the input state is prone, we're going to go up here and return this value, and if it is anything else, we're going to come down and run the usual code. So we also then want to go back to gate and find something else. So right click, find references by name all, and I want to find the switch on eGate. This is in the ABP, and we want to find the update states, and we've got a new state of prone, so just need to put that in here. And then at the bottom you see where we're doing this crouch and stand, we're going to go from false and get another branch and drop the stand into the stance into false. Get this character movement is crouching, duplicate that, and then we're going to remove the binding, go back to binding and search for the sandbox character, and then search for input state, and we want the one or is prone or wants to prone, and then we're just going to control D the stance for crouch and put prone in here and save that, and then back to our blueprints reference finder. We're going to the speed one. Update movement, pre-tick, we've done that in there. Calculate max speed. You see we haven't got a prone speed yet, so we're going to get our prone speed, get that and put that into there, and then a few other places. Get desired we've already done. Calculate max acceleration, need to add in a new speed here, so that's just how fast we want to move from 0 to how fast we're going. 800 is fine. And then calculate ground friction, this can be the same as walk or run, maybe more actually, 8, because the whole body will be on the floor. Calculate max speed already done. Try traverse action, we don't really need to do anything. No, that's fine. And then I think the others. Alright, let's just check. Oh, there we go. Recency timeout is the last one that we need. So get recency timeout, and we're going to just duplicate make literal float and put that into prone as well. Okay, so now we should have it be able to run in multiplayer, and we've updated all the speeds and the variables that we need. So we're going to come to content, go to blueprints, go to characters, UEFI mannequin, animations, motion matching. Go to this post search database dense, and then press Control and select crouch idle and crouch moving, and we are going to duplicate both of those. Go into edit, and we're going to go to the first crouch idle. I'm going to Control D that, and this will be prone idles. And to make it easier, I'm just going to make a new folder, call this prone, and then move prone idles into it. I'm going to find walk stops, Control D this. This will be prone stops. And then turn in place, I'm going to Control D this. And this will be prone turn in place. Put that in prone. And then once we're out of here, I'm going to choose a new nested chooser. Call this prone idles. Yeah, I thought it might. Okay, if we go back into so we've got prone idles, now that's blank. If we go into crouch idles, press Control A, Control C, go back to prone idles. We can just Control V all of those into there. That's not a problem. And then we'll just change the name on these to prone idle, prone stops, and prone turn in place. So that's our idles set up, not fully, but the template. Crouch moving, we're going to do the same. We're going to Control D, crouch walk starts, change it to prone starts. Drop it in our prone folder. And loops, again, Control D, want prone loops. drop it in there. Pivots. I don't know if I have pivots in the prone stuff, but we'll see. We want prone pivots, and again drop it in there. Come out of crouch moving, change the name to a new nested chooser. We want prone moving, and then go back to crouch moving. Control A everything, Control C. Go into prone moving, Control V. It's just quicker. And then we're going to change crouch walk starts to prone walk starts or prone starts, prone loops to prone loop, crouch loops to prone loops, and crouch walk pivots to prone pivots. There we go. That is our basic level setup. And then these stances need to be prone for the bottom two, and our gate needs to also be changed to prone. So click on any and change the gate to prone. Sweet. So we're going to go into prone idles, open up our prone idles PSD, and we can see we've got crouch loop and transition to crouch. So we only need two. I've got those animations, I just haven't retargeted them. So if I go back to my dodge aim set, go to prone, got prone idle here, so I can retarget that to the UEFN, and I want the idle L, so retarget that. I'll just make a new folder, UEFN prone idle PSD, just for ease. Export that to there, and then want the transitions as well, so go back to retarget, and I can find the transition, stand up to prone L, and this is the prone idle PSD, so we'll export it to there as well. Cool, so I can grab those two animations and chuck those in there, and then we can start tampering with those. So the loop has looping on, root motion enabled, and the reselection of poses disabled. So we'll start with the loop. So we'll find our pistol idle loop and open that up. We'll turn on loop, and we'll turn on root motion and root lock. Save that. That should match that, apart from this one can reselect. So if we go select it, go to selection details and disable the reselection, and then we can turn off the crouch loop or delete it. We can just turn it off for now so that you can see a bit of a difference in a second. Transition has reselection disabled, so we'll do that first. Select the transition, go to selection details, deselect reselection, and this one also has root motion enabled. So stand up to prone, we'll select it. It's not looping because we don't want to continuously get up and get down, like we're doing a bit of a dance. But we can enable root motion and force root lock as well. And then we can disable the M transition stance crouch or delete it, it's up to you. So those are our idles. I'm going to disable both the stops and the turning places for a second. And I'm going to go to prone moving and disable both the starts and the pivots as well. So select them both, come over to details, set disabled, and I just want these loops. And in here there are 10 animations. So we're only missing, it looks like the extra 2 are on the side ones where they start from like a different foot. So that's fine for our prone because we've got all the 8 that we need. So we can delete all of these. Go to our content, find our prone UEFN loops, select all of them, and put them in here. And we need looping turned on for all of them, root motion turned on, and reselection of poses. I think that's right, reselection of poses. No, reselection of poses is disabled. So prone move in, prone loops, and then select them all, go to selection details, and disable reselection. Okay, so now we should be in a good spot to give it a go. So if we press and hold C, we're going into our prone pose. And we're already not doing awfully, so we can see our prone moving forward is fine. Our prone moving backwards isn't awful. You can see that the speed has changed, as we've said, and we want it. Prone moving to the right is a bit janky. And same with going to the left. Going to the left completely or going to the right completely is pretty awful. Back right is alright. Back left is alright. Front right and front left are pretty bad. Okay. And we don't have any starts, so we get that message. Now I do have some starts that I can add to this. So if I untick those to be disabled, come back to the content, go back to animations, prone. Now I've got prone starts here. And can grab those, retarget them, and go to UEFN. Stats, starts. And I want the prone pistol forward start. And I just want all the ones with L. Except this one is forward left, and that one's forward right. That one's backwards left and backwards right. 6, 7, 8. Those are the 8 different directions. So we'll export those. Make a new folder for UEFN prone starts. And put those in there. And then we'll just double check if the starts need anything specific. So they all need not looping, they all need root motion, and they all need to not be able to select anything. So back in here, we can go to back to prone moving, go back to prone starts, select all these. This is all of the crouch ones, as you can see, and we can just delete those. In our content browser, we can get our prone starts, Control A, drag them all in, select them all, come to selection details, and disable reselection. And then we can go through them and change them to looping, not looping, to root motion. So we can select them all, go to asset actions, edit selection, enable root motion, and we want to force the root lock as well. And that should match our crouch ones as well, so that's fine. So now if I go back to my default level, we should be able to get rid of that error message. That's our crouch, and that's our prone. You can see that he is having some fun with the floor. So still not able to move left or right. We will be fixing that. We've still got some janky ass forward right, weird forward left. Not too bad backward left. But now we've got starts as well. But we don't have stops. So back in our post-search database, we don't want the pivots. Go back to prone idles. You can see we've got stops. So we can disable those. Undisable them. Go back into our dodge anims, animations, prones, and I've got prone stops here. And there are 12 of those, which means that there's probably some that I don't need. So I'm going to right tick, retarget them, UEFN them, and what I want, stops. And so we've got pistol, prone, stop. So I want the left, right, stop, backward, left, right, stop, backward, stop, L, forward, stop, L, forward, stop, L, left, stop, L, right, stop, L. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and now I'm missing one. Backward, left, backward, right, backwards, forward, left. There we go, forward, right. And we'll export those again, make a new folder, UEFN, prone, stops, export those, and then open up our prone stops, get rid of all these crouches, just check which ones they are, so they've only got root motion, they're not looping, and reselection is disabled. So now in our content browser, we can go and drag our 8 stops in here, select all these, selection details, disable reselection, select all these stops, asset actions, edit selection, enable root motion in all of them, and root lock as well. So now we can look at the turn in place animations to see if we've got any turn in place animations. So we'll open up turn in place and then go back to our dodge prone, set, prone, turn in place. And we've got to be sort of careful here because some of them might be like they're aiming, but they seem alright actually. So we're going to retarget them again. UEFN, UEFN, and these are the turn in place. And that should all be fine. We'll just check. So left and O. So then we've got R45. So then we've got L45, L90. So I probably won't take these right down ones or the right up ones. Just want these 8 in here. But turn in place. And we'll export those. Go back to our turn in place PSD, just because we only have 8 animations here. Just want to replace like for the time being. And then we can start adding in extras. So select all of those, drag those in here, and then go back to crouch, turn in place. Just want to check how that's set up. So their root motion not looping, and these ones allow reselection. So that's fine. And we'll just need to make sure that they are root motion enabled. So turn in place, Control A, right click, asset actions, edit selection, Control A again to select all of them, root motion, do this. And that's all fine. So now we have a fully changed and replicated PSD for our idle stops, turn in place, and the only thing we're missing is the pivots. I don't think I've got any pivots. No pivots. To check is if this is working in multiplayer. So we've got a number of players 2. We're going to play as client and move over, press and hold C, And you can see on the multiplayer, if we also press and hold C, now we're both doing synchronized ground humping. If we come and play as listen server as well, move over, go into the crouch, you can see we're also crouching here as well. So fully replicated. We'll fix the jittering and the mess up of the animations in the next one. This is just a preamble to that.